Good morning and welcome to another episode of the 6 a.m. Club where we start our day inspired. Every day we start with a quote and we talk about what that quote is teaching us that day, and we close with a call to action. So let's dig into today's quote of the day. This is one that I shared in Twitter this week. I've been getting on the habit, not every day, but most days, to share my quote of the day on Twitter. So if you want to follow along to get those quotes, you can find me on Twitter. I'll put my contact information on the show notes of the podcast episode. Once in a while, I'll also share it on LinkedIn. But these are the quotes that I am using every day for the 6 a.m. Club, which, if you're new here, the 6 a.m. Club is a subscription podcast that gives you access to one of these short inspirational episodes every morning so you can start your day inspired. Now, let's jump to the quote of the day. This one is a little bit longer, and it says, "If you never go after what you want, you'll never have it. If you don't ask, the answer will always be no. If you don't step forward, you'll always be in the same place." I love this quote, and I actually use portions of this quote all the time in conversations with myself. When I want to ask for something, and all of a sudden, I feel like the words are not coming out my throat, like my throat closes, and I feel insecure or afraid of asking for whatever it is that I'm asking. I always tell myself this, that if I don't ask, the answer will always be no. And I tell this to people all the time that come to me for advice on, should I ask for the salary increase, the promotion, the better condition, the help, whatever it is. I always say, you already have a no as an answer, right? What is the worst that can happen? That they say no? But I think asking ourselves those questions, once again, I tell this all the time, our thoughts are product of answers that our brain provides to questions around us. So the secret to better thoughts is to ask better questions. And when you feel insecure of doing something, we've been talking about self-confidence on the podcast for the entire month. So I think this quote relates back to that same topic of confidence. When we feel insecure is that we feel that fear of doing something or asking for something or moving towards something because we are afraid of failing, or we are afraid of what other people will think of us or say to us, or we are afraid of the answer, or we are afraid of the reaction. We are insecure in ourselves. That is the root of what's going on. And sometimes reminding yourself of this quote, or reminding yourself of this quote in the form of a question, can help you get moving. Because here's the thing, if you don't do anything, you'll always be where you are today. You have at least 50% chances of the situation improving if you do something, right? As the quote said, if you never go after what you want, you'll never have it. If you don't ask, the answer will always be no. If you don't step forward, you'll always be in the same place. So here's my call to action for you today. Whenever this coming week, you are faced with a situation where you feel insecure to take a step forward, to do something, to pursue a goal or a dream, go back to this quote and use this quote in the form of a question. What can go wrong? I already have a no as an answer. Where could I end up? Certainly, if I don't take that step, I will stay where I am today. See, these types of conversations that you have with yourself can really change your perspective and give you that boost of confidence that you need to take that big action. And when I say big action, it's not that it's a huge action or that is big in its size, but it's big in its impact. Sometimes the little actions can have that extra large impact in our lives, in our careers, in our relationships. So that is my invitation for you this week. To close out today's episode, I want to remind you that Thrive 2022 2-day online, completely free conference is coming up in September, and tickets are selling out. They will be sold out probably in a week. So please go grab your free ticket. There are options to upgrade your experience if you can't be there in person or you want to make a donation to charity. I hope to see you there. Again, I'm going to put all the information on the show notes so you can check it out. We have an amazing lineup of speakers this year and some surprises because we learn a lot. I learned a lot from last year. So we took in account all your feedback and we're taking Thrive to the next level. I hope to see you there, and I hope you have an amazing day today. With that, I will see you here on Monday for another episode of the Leading Yourself podcast.